Hello everyone, I am Assistant Professor Minendra Surve, pursuing my PhD in Mechanical Engineering. We have already started Fluid Mechanics lecture series and this is our lecture number 2nd. So this lecture series is specially for GATE ESE 2022 and already we have seen some basic definitions related to fluid mechanics as well as some properties of fluid mechanics, difference between solid and fluids. So today we are going to see some important properties, another 4 important properties of fluid mechanics. If you see here, 4 properties are written and these 4 properties are also very important. So these are basic properties. So let's start. Look at here. First is the density of the fluid. So what do you mean by density? And this density is specifically related to mass of that fluid per unit volume. So if you want to define density, that is nothing but density of the fluid is, if you are taken an example of water, that is 1000 kg per meter cube. That is the density of water. So that is mass per unit volume. Okay, if you want to write the unit of density, how to write unit? Look at here. This mass is measured in terms of kg, and here volume in meter cube. So this is your unit, kg per meter cube. Okay, that is the property. Second example, specific weight. So if you look here, specific weight W is equal to, that is nothing but weight of that fluid per unit volume. Volume of that fluid. Weight of the fluid per unit volume of that fluid. So how to write weight? How to write weight? Weight per unit volume. Okay. If you want to write specific weight, so weight is nothing but mass into g. Weight. If you want to define a weight of particular object or weight of particular fluid, that is mg. Okay, that is in terms of Newton. Okay, so this is your weight per unit volume. We know that mass by volume is nothing but our density. So can we replace mass by volume term as density? Definitely we can replace this mass by volume term as density. So what we will get here, this is rho g, and what will be the unit of this unit? If you talk about unit, what will be the unit of this? Kg meter cube into the unit of acceleration due to gravity, that is g, meter per second square. So kg, if you cancel out this, what we will get? Kg meter square second. Or if you want, how to convert F is equal to mass into acceleration, this is your kg, this is meter per second square. Okay, and this is Newton. So what we will get? Kg meter second square is Newton. You know that this term is our Newton. What is that? Kg meter second square. This is Newton. So look at here, kg meter second square. Can we define this term as Newton? Yes, because we know that kg meter second square as a Newton. So look at here. So we can modify here. What we will get? We will ultimately get Newton meter cube or kilonewton meter cube, that is your specific weight. Here you can also define weight is terms of Newton. Weight can be measured in terms of Newton, and volume meter cube. This is the behind term. So remember this. Now we'll move forward for third term, that is your specific gravity. This is the first term, this is second, This one is third. Specific gravity. So specific gravity is nothing but Sg or relative density. Specific gravity is nothing but Sg or relative density, or we call it as Rd. Sometimes you can call it as Sg or relative density Rd. So specific gravity is equal to Sg is equal to density of matter divided by density of standard fluid, or standard fluid is nothing but your water. Okay, so density of matter divided by density of standard fluid, that is water. If you want to find out what will be the density of your mercury, okay, let's take example for mercury. Let's take example for mercury. If we want out what will be the relative density of mercury or specific gravity for mercury, so density of mercury divided by density of standard fluid, that is your water. Okay, so density of mercury is nothing but one 13600 kg meter cube. Density of water 1000. So you will get 13.6 will be the relative density of or specific gravity of mercury. If we take example of water, what will be the relative density of water? So 1000, I want to find out relative density or specific gravity for water. That matter is water divided by standard fluid is also water. So you will get specific gravity or relative density for water is equal to 1. Okay, so that is. Now the fourth property, what is our fourth property? What is our fourth property? Specific volume. Yes, specific volume. It is reciprocal of density. Okay, specific volume is reciprocal of, or we can write in terms of reciprocal of your density. That is nothing but volume divided by mass. So what will be the unit here? Volume, meter cube per kg. Specific volume of air or something, that is how much the quantity of volume occupied per unit kg, that is meter cube per kg. Specific volume for specific fluid, that is meter cube per kg. So these are four properties, and these four properties are very important as per problem solving approach as well as theoretical approach. So we will look out these four properties everywhere in the next upcoming problems, upcoming fluid mechanics lectures. So just note down this and we will move forward. So look here, some key points or notes. I have written here note, standard fluid is water. Okay, already we have gone through this. Your standard fluid is water in case of a liquid. Okay, and standard fluid is H2 or air. This is your H2 or air in case of gas. So you have to remember this. If we talk about liquids, then you have to take a standard fluid, that is water, and density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Water is incompressible fluid. Okay, density always constant, but you here in this case H2 or air, in case of gases are compressible and density is not constant for gases. So here it is, density is variable. Okay, so remember these key points regarding a liquid. Your standard fluid is water, and gases standard fluid is H2 or air. Okay. So next concept, fluid pressure at a point. Okay, when your fluid is stationary, so what will be the pressure acting on that fluid? How to find out? So let's say this is a stationary fluid particle and this is the force acting on that stationary fluid particle, and this is the surface area of that fluid particle. Okay, now how to find out this? Let's take this is fluid particle. My fluid particle is this, and dF is the force acting on that fluid particle, where dA is the surface area of that fluid particle. So in that case, this fluid is a stationary. So what will be the pressure at a point on that fluid? So how to write pressure? Pressure is nothing but whatever the force acting per unit area of that fluid particle, that is dF by dA or F by A. Okay, pressure is nothing but force per unit area. Okay, so how to measure this force? When fluid is your stationary, this force is Newton, area is meter square. Okay, and what you call Newton per meter square is nothing but what? Newton per meter square is nothing but Pascal. Newton per meter square is nothing but Pascal. 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Pascal. So can we write here 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Pascal. So if you want to find out what will be the pressure in terms of bar, 1 bar. Okay, these are the also important parameters, and we have to remember these parameters because in a problem solving approach these are very helpful terms. 1 bar, if you measure pressure in terms of bar, 1 bar is equal to 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square, and this Newton per meter square is nothing but Pascal. Ten raised to 5 Pascal. If you want to find out 1 bar in terms of kilopascal, how to find out? This is 10 raised to 5 Pascal. If you find out in terms of kilopascal, just divided by 1000. 10 raised to 5 Pascal divided by 10 raised to 3. So what we will get? 100 kilopascal. So these are the conversions. You have to remember these conversions. Okay, 1 bar is nothing but 100 kilopascal, or 10 raised to 5 Newton meter square, or 1 Newton meter square is nothing but 1 Pascal. So these are basic parameters. You have to remember these parameters. And now we will move forward for what? Pascal's law. Okay, these are the important terms, and you have to remember these terms. So next concept, Pascal's law. If you are talking about fluid mechanics, and Pascal law is very important or hot topic for various examinations. So what is the Pascal law? So Pascal law states that intensity of pressure or fluid is stated that pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid. What do you mean by static fluid? Fluid is in a rest position, is equal in all directions. So intensity of fluid in a static position is equal in all directions. Yes. So let's take, this is my object. Okay, this is my object or fluid particle. Okay, object or fluid particle. So what it states that pressure or intensity of pressure. So these terms are very important. pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid. Static is nothing but fluid is in a rest position. So is equal in what direction? Intensity of pressure. So let's consider. Let's take this is intensity of pressure at this point. Let's suppose intensity of pressure will be this is Px. Let's take this is intensity of pressure Py, and here it is Pz. So if you measure these all intensities of pressure, you will get Px is equal to Py is equal to Pz, and this is nothing but your, what is this? This is nothing but a Pascal law. It stated that pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid, so what is object of a fluid particle is a static in a rest position. Static fluid is equal in all direction. So ये जो प्रेशर है Px is equal to Py is equal to Pz at this particular point will be the same. Intensity of a pressure at this point will be the same. So this is our Pascal law, very easy. So next, hydrostatic law. So we will look out what hydrostatic law and in next lecture. So till just revise this concept, and if you have any query you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you very much.